Applying motivational theories. Knowledge of motivational theory can help us individuals in a variety of ways, such as understanding the differences between a want and a need, recognizing what motivates us, learning alternative ways to fulfill needs, and lastly, learning how to motivate others when we are in leadership situation can help us reach our personal and professional goals. Learning to recognize the difference between a wants and needs can help us be satisfied with what we have. So first, we have finding fulfillment. An unsatisfied need creates tension and motivates a search for ways to relieve that tension. If the goal is achieved, the individual will usually engage in some form of constructive behavior. And lastly, if the goal is not achieved, the individual has a choice of behaviors with positive or negative results. Recognizing possible outcomes and realizing that you have a choice in your behavior can help you turn difficult situations into positive ones. By avoiding negative behaviors and by considering which behaviors might benefit you in the long run, you can often find the need fulfillment your desire. Determining the type of behaviors that may result from each of these real-world situations. You can choose and apply positive behavior and result in the outcomes you prepare. You can also realize the negative effects that poor choices may have. Understanding why you act and react to any given situation may often help you avoid destructive behavior that limit future opportunities. Okay, we'll try to put ourselves in this scenario. As an employee, you really want the supervisory position that is open in your work unit. You are very qualified to do the job and you need the extra money to help with the expenses of a new baby. You have always been a team player and the boss seems to like you. Unfortunately, you get word on Friday that Jose was chosen for the position instead of you. So with this scenario, you have to choose the two reaction. It's either positive or negative. So if you're in that scenario, what could be the positive reaction or the negative reaction that you feel? Second, we have motivating others. Both at work and in your personal life, you may be placed in position of leadership and held responsible for accomplishing a goal. For example, you may be elected as president of a local group or you may be selected for a supervisory job at work. So either of these two leadership roles, understanding motivation is important. So as a leader, you are likely to be judged by the performance of your group. The output of the followers usually depends on their motivation to do what they are asked to do. So, performance and motivation are closely linked. So, a large part of your job as the leader is to obtain maximum output from your group, and that's not always easy. So, encouraging others to maximize their potential and contribute their enthusiasm and energies to peak levels requires that you have a sound understanding of motivational concepts and techniques. Although, although motivating your group members is one of your functions as the leader, you cannot do it alone because the decision to act comes from within people. All of them have a shared responsibility, whether they are the leader or the followers. So, according to psychological research, they identified three motivational source fields. So they are believed to influence individual behavior. So these are the outside forces, the inside forces, and the early forces. So we're going to discuss one by one. So first, we have the outside forces. So for the outside forces, so these are such as praises, variation of tasks, and financial rewards, influence motivation. Praise involves positive reinforcement for the tasks that are completely. Task variation can occur through enlargement of enrichment of job, assignment to a special task force, or rotation through different work assignment. And financial rewards, which include bonuses, high high paid, are the most misunderstood outside motivator. So our society is increasingly materialistic, and we are constantly bombarded by the advertising telling us what we need. So people are generally driven to want so much that their income is never large enough to satisfy their needs. For some people, especially knowledge workers or the people who earn their living by what they know rather than what they produce, money is a form of feedback, representing their value to the organization. So, these outside forces, it has a high degree of possible influence because success does not come from being powerful. It comes from empowering others to achieve success. In these turbulent times, using other means of motivating is essential. Money is not always the best motivator. Okay. Second motivational source field, we have the inside forces. So inside forces, these are willingness, desires, the values, personal goals, ambitions. So like for example, that your company wants its employee to learn a new computer software program. Offering training on it may increase your motivation. So therefore, the degree of possible influence is medium. And lastly, we have the early forces. Uh, these are the genetic influence, the family size, the childhood experiences, siblings, and parents. The degree of possible influences is low because these factors were established early in life and firmly fixed within the value and the belief system.